Most people buying their first sauna spend weeks comparing brands, but they still don't feel confident when they finally buy it. Because every type has trade-offs, every brand has someone online swearing it's the best. And the honest answer rarely comes from someone trying to sell you one specific unit. I've spent the last 9 years running My Sauna World, and I've helped place thousands of saunas in customers' homes across the US. I carry pretty much every major brand on the market, so we've shipped them and watched how they hold up after years of real use. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the one sauna I'd put in 95% of homes, why I'd pick it over everything else in its category, the small handful of people I wouldn't recommend it for, and where to go instead if you're one of them. By the end, you'll know exactly which sauna belongs in your house. The sauna I'd put in 95% of homes is the Finnmark FD5. You will notice I'm not inside an FD5. This is the Finnmark FD4. All of the same features, just a little bit more of a compact unit. For the purposes of this video, we couldn't get our hands on one of the larger models to record this today. The FD5 is a 4-person hybrid heat sauna that comes in around $9,000. I want to commit to that up front because most sauna content on YouTube hands you a list and walks away. You watch it, you take notes, and you're still doing your own research at the end. But here's why this is the #1 pick. Hybrid means it has both infrared and traditional heat in the same cabin. That's the first thing worth understanding because most people researching saunas end up confused between the two. And sometimes they regret having to choose between one or the other when they could have had both. Infrared people will tell you that traditional is too aggressive, and traditional people will tell you infrared isn't a real sauna. But with the FD5, you don't have to pick a side. You get a traditional steam experience when you want one, and an infrared session if you want something gentle. Now let's talk about what the FD5 is made out of, because at $9,000, the material story is genuinely hard to beat. The exterior is thermally modified aspen wood. Thermally modified means the wood has been heat treated to resist rot, warping, and decay, so it holds up in any space in your house, including bathrooms, basements, and even areas with more humidity than most cabins would tolerate. That's why I'd happily install one of these in a luxury bathroom where most other saunas at this price would start to age badly within a couple of years. The interior is Western Canadian cedar, which is the standard for a reason. It handles heat cycle after cycle, it gives you the cedar smell people associate with a proper sauna, and it doesn't go bad for a long time. And then on top of that, you've got the optional LED panels inside for red light therapy. And I do mean red light therapy. So if you've been reading about red light and wondering whether you need a separate device for it, you don't. You can just add it directly into the same cabin. That combination of thermally modified exterior, Western cedar interior, and the red light option is genuinely the best material package I've seen at this price point. Now, because of the thermally modified wood, the build quality is in a different tier than what you'd normally get at this budget, and the longevity follows from that. These are saunas that will still be in good shape a decade in, and the install is genuinely easy. The FD5 uses panel construction, which means a couple of people can assemble it in just a few hours. You don't need to call a contractor or get a specialty installer. The pieces arrive, they go together, and you're heating it up the same week. Now, the warranty, because this is where the FD5 quietly pulls away from everything else in its range. Finnmark backs the sauna with a 10-year warranty on the cabin and components, so the electrical, the wood, the controllers, all that is covered for a full decade of residential use. And then on top of that, they offer an unconditional lifetime warranty on their Spectrum Plus infrared heaters. To give you a contrast, Almost Heaven, which is a brand I respect and carry, will give you a lifetime lumber warranty on the wood, but you won't get a lifetime warranty on the infrared panels. And the infrared panels are usually the component that fails first in any hybrid or infrared sauna, so lifetime coverage on the heaters specifically is one of the strongest pieces of warranty I've seen anywhere in the industry. If you're spending $9,000 on a sauna, the warranty matters as much as the build, because the install is meant to last more than a decade, and Finnmark's warranty actually backs that timeline. Quick one before I keep going, besides a color change. If you're looking at the FD5 or any other sauna and you want to talk through whether it actually fits your home and your budget, we offer free 15-minute sauna consultations through My Sauna World. The link's in the description. It's a great way to get a real answer before you commit to spending 5 figures on a sauna. Now let's get back to it. Who I wouldn't want. Now here's the honest part of this video, because the FD5 isn't for everyone, and I'd rather tell you that on camera than have you regret the purchase. There are two types of buyers I'd point somewhere else. The first is the price-sensitive buyer. If $9,000 is more than you want to spend on a sauna, look, I get it. I wouldn't want to push you into this model. What I'd point you towards instead is one of the smaller Golden Designs infrared saunas we carry. The entry points on those can start as low as a couple $1,000s, which is a completely different conversation. But what you give up at that price is a real trade-off, and I want you to know it before you click buy. You're not getting thermally modified wood, so you should place it somewhere that isn't going to get exposed to too much moisture, such as basements and bedrooms, not bathroom. You're not getting traditional heat, only infrared, so there's no steam experience or ladling water on the stones. And you're losing some space. You're not going to comfortably fit 4 people in one of those. It's a 1 or 2 person unit. The second is the buyer who wants something larger or more custom. If you're building out a higher end install and the FD5 isn't quite the look you want, I'd point you to the All-Room Mira. It starts around $15,000, $16,000, fits 4 to 5 people easily, and has a more custom finish, and the option of an all-glass wall, which gives the install a really clean and modern feel. Last thing worth saying, because I get asked about it a lot, most sauna recommendations end with a long list of accessories and upgrades you supposedly need to make the experience complete. A bucket and ladle, a sauna hat, a pillow, decorative stones, fancier heaters, etc. With the FD5, you don't need all that. The unit is genuinely all-inclusive. The heater is all dialed in, the materials hold up, and the layout works for a 4-person session without feeling cramped. I've sold a lot of these, and nobody calls me 6 months in saying they wish they'd added something from the start. A nice bucket and ladle is a good idea, but it's a $30 add-on and not really an upgrade decision. The main reason I'm telling you the FD5 is the only sauna you'll ever need is that once it's in your house, you're not going to be chasing the extras to make it whole. It already is. Now, if you watch this and you're realizing you actually want to back up a step, you want to understand the full landscape of what's out there before you commit to any pick, click this video here. I walk through every meaningful type of sauna that exists: wood-fired, electric, infrared, steam, the whole lot. How each one heats you, what it costs, and who it's for. If today's video gave you the pick, this one gives you the full map behind why it wins. I'll see you there.